All right, so here's what we know. Manny needs to write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the linear relationship between x and y shown at the right. Basically, what he's looking for is y equals mx plus b. That's what it means when it's asking for a linear relationship. So how can we find m, the slope? Y'all have a nice little foldable on page 105 that tells us how to do this, or better yet, might even be page, 95? Try 95. It's a green little foldable. Nope, find the slope.
I found it.
It tells you how to do it from a table. How do I do that from a table?
Find the rate of change.
How do we do that? How do I find the rate of change using a nice little thing? Y by x, okay. The problem is, which y, which x? Does that get, that's only if it's proportional. I don't think that's proportional, because what's the b? How do you find the b?
6.
How do you know it's 6?
Oh, it's the one that equals 0. No, it's the same.
That means I can't just do y divided by x. I could do something else, however. What have you been doing? When you got 2 points, what have you been doing? You did a whole worksheet on it. Rise over run, that works for a graph. What if I don't have a graph? What else could I do? What do we do a whole worksheet on?
Oh, subtracting the y's and x's.
There you go. We're subtracting our y's and x's. So we could do the y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, which means all I have to do is literally just do y1 and then call it y2, x1, x2. So if I make one of them a y1, the other one's got to be x1 right on top of it. Those are together. Translation, I could rewrite this as 1 and then 2 and 4, negative 10. So, that's all you really have to do. Now, do I have to do it that way? No. I could also do it like this and just go, how do I get from 0 to 1? Add 1. How do I get from 6 to 2? Minus 4. So what's my change in y over my change in x? Whoa, what's on top? So negative 4 over 1.
So negative 4.
Or just negative 4. Now, could it work the way we were going to do it? Yeah, negative 10 minus 2 over 4 minus 1. It will give you the exact same thing. You're still going to get negative 4 because your calculator will simplify it for you. Questions? Bless you. All right, so what's my equation then? Y. I need numbers, not just letters.
So y equals negative 4x plus 6.
Plus 6. And boom, you are done. We're going to practice this a little bit more. The nice thing is, no matter what numbers I use in the table, as long as I use the same numbers on the other side, I'm still good to go. So, what numbers do y'all want to use? First off, what's the b? What is B? B is what?
Oh, we're doing 1, 6. That's what we were doing too.
What is B?
6.
B is 6. Anytime you see that 0, that's your B. Anytime you see 0, that's your B. Instantly. Cool. So if you do not see a 0, we can back our table up to 0, which I'm going to show you in number 2. Or if we can actually see that each one of these, like 50 divided by 2, 90 divided by 4, and 130 divided by 6 are all the same number, then your B will be 0. There's ever not a B.
So what would be our B on that?
I'm going to explain as soon as we get done with number 1. All right, so what numbers do y'all want to use? The last 2? That works for me. What is 10 minus 5?
5.
What's 18 and a half minus 12.25?
6.25.
Okay, so I got 5 and 6.25. Now, can we simplify that? Put in your calculator under alpha y equals and check.
I got 1.5.
Okay, I'm hearing 1.25 quite a bit.
1.25.
I've heard numerous people say 1.25. That means that's probably going to be my answer. Why did I go ahead and simplify it all the way down into a decimal? Because first off, it's already a decimal in there. And remember, you have alpha y equals to get to your decimals. All right. So let's say I don't have a nice little pretty 0 to work with. What is my tops going by? What's my bottoms going by? Now watch this. What's the opposite of adding 2? So I'm going to do the opposite, and that gets me 0, right? What's 50 minus 40?
10.
So what's my B? 10. It is for right now. Eventually, I'm going to show you a calculator trick to basically help you out with this. Alrighty, so what's my M? What's my change in Y? What's my change in X?
Plus 2.
What's 40 over 2 simplified?
20.
20. So what's my equation?
Y equals 20x plus 2.
20x plus 10. Questions? Alright.
Okay, but what about this one?
Alright, so what's my x's going by?
3.
So how do I get to 0?
Subtract 3 from 3.
Subtract 3. Guess what? We're doing the opposite. How do I get from negative 6 to negative 12?
6.
Yep.
Or
So I'm subtracting because I'm getting a bigger negative. So how do I get from 6 to 12?
Minus 6.
Alright, so how do I get from a negative 6 to just a 0?
Plus 6. So plus 6.
so is it our B is 0?
Yeah. Now, if you are not sure, do negative 6 divided by 3. Negative 12 divided by 6. Negative 18 divided by 9. Landon, you should be doing this in your calculator. Negative 24 divided by 12. What do you get every single time? Negative 2.
You get negative 0.
That means that these are proportional, which means your B is automatically 0. Anytime it's proportional like that, that means y over x is the same no matter what. It becomes proportional. Nope, you do not. So what's your equation? Y equals negative 2x. Because as mathematicians, we tend to be lazy. That's the reason why we've created all sorts of new tricks in order to solve the same exact mess that we've been dealing with for the last thousands of years. It's the reason why we create tools to make it easier, because we're all lazy. All right, what should be in the next one?
1.
How do you know?
Because it's equal to 0.
Yeah. Anytime x is 0, it's automatically. All right, so from here, how do I figure out my slope? What's my change in y over change in x? Remember, if you need to, you can do subtraction.
0.2 over 1.
Whoa, where are you getting 0.2?
Wait up, that's wait.
Go ahead and do this in your calculator. Alpha y equals, push 1. And then right next to your fraction, put 1 and then 1/5. Your calculator can handle fractions. So 1, arrow to your left, put in a 1, and then do 1 over 5. Where's your calculator? What are you not doing?
Adding 1/5 each time.
What I'm saying is you could do 1 and 1/5 minus 1. Because all I did was I just used these and then did 1 minus 0.
1 over 5.
So it's just 1 over 5, right? Do I ever want to see a decimal? No, unless your answer choices have decimals, you don't want a decimal. All right, so then what's my equation?
Y equals 1.
All right, any questions? All right, we are going to skip over number 5. Not because I don't want to do it, but because we got other problems we could do. Okay? So flip to your next page. All right. So at the end of the day, a pizzeria turns off its oven. The table shows the linear relationship between the temperature of the oven and the first 5 minutes after it was turned off. So, if it's after 5 minutes, the temperature's going down, what do I know about the B? Is it going to be more or less than 425 degrees?
Less.
Think about it. You're just now turning off an oven. After a minute, it's now cooled down. Yes, it's going to be more. So, is my B going to be bigger than 425 or smaller?
Smaller.
Let's find out, shall we?
No, it'll be bigger.
So I'm saying, you guys get sometimes so obsessed with the numbers that you forget to think about this. If you have an oven, what do you know about an oven?
It cools down over time.
Well, what do you know about it when it's been in use? Is it hot or is it cold? Hot. So that means if it's cooling down, obviously it's much warmer than what you first started with, correct? So, Landon, how'd you get 450?
425 plus 25.
How'd you know it's plus 25?
Because it's subtracted 25 each time the minutes go.
So if we add 425, that means it'd be 450. Y'all good there? So, what is my M? How do I figure that out? Somebody other than Landon. And DK, because DK's been answering a bunch too. As we sit silent. I swear I need a cricket sound effect. All right, so what's 400 minus 375? What's 2 minus 3?
1. Wait, no.
Negative 1. So what does that simplify down to? Negative 25. So what's my equation? We're missing something. There you go. All right. Y'all's turn. DK, Landon, and now lovely Josh is now out. Yes, I want to hear from some of y'all that have been sitting there silent. What is my B? This is the easiest one. 900. All right. That means I can use my graph. I can do rise over run. What's my next point I can use? I heard 3,700. 30 and then 700. Okay. So obviously, I go down and to the right. All right. What is my rise? Yeah, that's not 2. Because that's not 1. 200. Pay attention to what your graph's going by. All right. What's my run? 30. Put that in your calculator. What do you get? 20 over 3. Is that a positive 20 over 3?
Negative.
How do you know it's negative?
Because it's going down.
Yeah, it's going down. All right, so what's my equation? Y'all got it. All right. I'm going to help you through number 8. Why? Because it's a little tricky. Not much, but a little. Because now we have no graph and we have no equation, which means we are looking for keywords. So we're looking for things that we're only buying one time and things that we're buying a whole lot of. Y'all good with that? So it says Carla wants to buy some fish to keep in her room. Do we need to know anything out of that? At a local pet store, customers can pay $12.50 for a fish tank and $2.20 for each fish they purchase. Do I need to know anything there? What do I need to know? And what? For each fish. Now, what do you got? So, question is the B 20? What do y'all think? Am I buying it only one time? Oh, the fish tank I'm buying one time. So remember, your B is what you're only adding one time. So, y'all are telling me this is a one-time purchase. One time. So $12.50 is my B. Then what then is my M? Okay, so why is it 20 cents, y'all? Whoever said each, nice job. Even though you're not supposed to be talking technically. Okay, so now we're going to start with what it wants us to do. It says to write an equation to represent the relationship between T, the total cost, and N, the number of fish purchased. So what am I purchasing each time? The fish. So where does the N need to go with? In the beginning or with the 20 cents? Where's my fish cost? So there is my cost for my fish. My total cost then has got to be over here with my T. So then my equation just becomes 0.20 in plus $12.50. Any questions here? I don't care if you think it's the dumbest question you've ever thought of in your life. Questions? Nobody? Okay. All right. Do y'all think you can talk me through number 9 then? All right, let's do it. So I'm going to read for you. That way y'all don't have to. And then y'all tell me if I need anything after each sentence. So Danny's diving for rings at the bottom of the pool and is 8.7 feet below the surface of the water. Do I need anything there? Do I just need the 8.7?
Feet below the surface.
Why do I need the below? Very good. It tells me positive or negative. He grabs a ring and ascends 1.3 feet per second. So 1.3 feet per second, that's all I need? Oh, and ascends. What does ascend mean? Okay. Now, do I need anything else? Do y'all want to fill in anything before we read the rest of it? Okay, how do you know 8.7 is the B?
Because he's already there. Like, that's the beginning.
Yeah, you got this little dude down here diving for stuff. And don't forget, that's a negative. Now, what's going on next?
He's ascending 1.3 feet.
So this was feet. Feet. Do I need anything else? How about a per second? There you go. All right, so what is my slope then? How do you know?
Because he's ascending and he keeps on going up.
What's your key word there?
Per second. Or, wait.
How about just per? Per, each, every. Those are your slope keywords. Per, each, every time, no matter what. All right, now let's figure out what the rest of it wants. It says to write an equation to represent the relationship between S, the number of seconds, and F, Danny's depth in feet relative to the surface of the water. So what is my first letter I'm writing? Where does the S go?
Behind the 1.3.
Okay, why does it go behind the 1.3?
Because that's like per second. It continues.
And actually, I'm going to make that a cursive S because my S's and 5 look too much close. All right, and then what goes on the other side? F. And that's a horrible F, sorry. So I have F is equal to 1.3 seconds minus 8.7. Questions? Sometimes, guys, a picture helps. There's a lot of times I will myself draw a picture. Now, I may write already next to my already down there. That way I know. And then I also might write coming up. I mean, these are all things I might write on my picture. Guys, for some of y'all, that might be your work that you need. All right, any questions on this? Per, each, and every. All right, let's look at the last one. Then you guys have chit-chat time. How's that? A karate academy charges a monthly membership fee of plus an additional fee per karate class. Okay, so what do I already know? There's a karate class. Do I need to know about the karate class? What do I need to know from that sentence?
There's a fee, there's an additional fee.
Plus an additional fee. So there's a monthly fee and then plus an additional fee per class. So it says the table below, the table shows the linear relationship between the number of karate classes taken and the total cost, including the membership fee. Find the error in each statement and rewrite them to make them true. So what do we know about all these three statements? Are these statements right?
No.
No, if it's asking me to find an error, that means they are automatically wrong. That means don't be trying to tell me, oh, they're right. They're not. They're wrong. Okay, so they're saying the cost of each class is $8. How do we find that out?
The 8 above this is 78.
Okay. So we doing a y2 minus y1? Or what are we doing? We can do that. So is that the total cost of each class?
No.
How do I find this cost? Add the numbers? Do we ever add anything? Subtract what numbers? So remember, X is on top, Y is on bottom. So what am I subtracting? I need two numbers to subtract. Yeah, that's an X and a Y. Can I subtract X and Y?
78 and 60.
Okay, we could do 78 and 60. So what's my bottom numbers then?
8 and 5.
Does 5 go first or does 8 go first? 8, because since I chose 78 to go first, 8 will go first. All right, and what do you get in your calculator when you do that? So how much is the cost of each class? All right. Is the monthly membership fee $36?
No, it's 6. No.
No. The problem is, though, now I know how much one class costs.
So the monthly is 60.
So the monthly's what?
60.
Where are you getting 60?
Never mind.
So what do we know? Think about up top. What do we know?
That one class costs $36.
One class costs $6.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So one class equals $36. Now, how much does that class fee include? $6. What's the $6? Okay, so we have class cost. What else are we missing?
The additional fee.
Plus the membership fee, right? And doesn't that whole thing equal $36? So how much is the class cost? How much is the class cost?
6.
Oh, 6.
And then what's my missing number? 30. All right, so it says a student who attended 30 classes would pay $220. Is that true? This is when everybody says no, because we're finding the error. How much does one class cost? $36. So we're doing 30 classes. So how much does each class cost? How much does each class cost? Yeah, ours are told by cadence. How much does each class cost? 6. How much is my monthly fee?
30.
So how much is this total? $210. All right, any questions? Okay.